Dolphins, their playoff hopes are alive. They beat the Cleveland Browns 20-3. Leroy was boots on the ground in Cleveland.
And
was there anybody was anybody a surprise that you got to see? Was you like, oh, I didn't recognize Vinny Testaverde. He was here.
No, not really. I hung out
You
with
went to dinner with Bernie though?
No, because I got in at 12.
Oh, so you only saw him at the game.
Right. I hung out with Eric Metcalf.
Still talking trash?
Oh my God. Somebody said, why are you wearing Michigan? I said, as much as I would love to troll all of Ohio wearing Michigan colors, these are not Michigan colors. The blue is too light and it's yellow. It's not maize. I said, but I'm hanging out with Eric. And you best believe I'm not wearing my Michigan stuff around him after what I went through on that ride home.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, business. But they don't give me a hard. They won't give me a hard time for wearing my Michigan colors there.
I'm aware. You think you're the only guy who gets the pass I would think of.
Yeah,
definitely not Braylon Edwards. So here's the Dolphins scenarios for those who have been unaware. But the Dolphins are alive in the playoffs. They need the Broncos to lose to the Chiefs, and the Dolphins need to beat the Jets. Oh, Leroy, how great was that Aaron Rodgers performance yesterday?
Listen.
Wow.
Here's what I would say. I told y'all this. Told you.
That's fair.
I told you. And everybody got mad at me. Right? Everybody compete for a division. That's what they were saying before the season.
Worse with him than with Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson.
They go, we were 7-10 last year with no quarterbacking. So what do you call that you got now? Spend $50 million.
Incredible. By the way, how happy are they that they restructured Deshaun Watson's contract and keeping him around longer?
They restructured it?
Yeah. Yeah, they restructured it over the weekend.
So they stretched the money out?
I guess so. You know, they did all that cap jiu-jitsu stuff.
Well, they could stretch it out.
But it basically means he's going to be their quarterback next year. I think some people were like, "Oh, are they going to bite the bullet?"
No, it don't.
I think it does, dude.
Because here's the deal. Think about it now. You can restructure, you can stretch it out, you can do whatever. You were going to pay that money regardless. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can stretch it out and soften the blow, then you can go out and draft a quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers yesterday, 12 of 18, 112 yards, 2 picks, sacked for a safety, unnecessary roughness penalty.
Can I just tell you, the sack for me would have been the glorious part.
The safety?
The safety. Mr. Quick release. Mr. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what was the interception? I just saw it now. Gregory Rousseau tips it. Jordan Phillips picks it. And I'm just looking at these two Miami Lynx and just seeing them thrive.
Wow, here's what I would say. It's not the fact that people thought Aaron Rodgers was going to continue to be Aaron Rodgers, right? But the fact that you guys were giddy, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers is back from a torn Achilles. We back, baby. Have you seen all the Achilles tears on old people, what they look like right now? One is playing the worst football of his career, and career might be over. And two, another team that gave a whole bunch of guaranteed money, right? He ain't even playing no more.
The Jets are expected to interview Rex Ryan for their job, for their head coach.
I got to tell you what. Guess who Rex Ryan don't like?
Aaron Rodgers. Hates him.
Right. Because it's the antics. Coaches don't like the antics.
Apparently, Garrett Wilson You know, who's obviously very talented. The word is if Aaron Rodgers is back, he wants out. He's like, trade me.
Damn.
Trade me. Just trade me. I'm done.
Well, what do you think happens with Devontae Adams?
I imagine he stays because Devontae Adams loves Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm saying regardless of Aaron Rodgers, do you think actually Devontae Adams solely depends on whether or not Aaron Rodgers stays?
I don't think solely. I mean, I don't know what their plan. Who knows what their plan is?
Can I just say this?
Yes,
He signed.
true.
He got traded from the black and gold to the green and white of the same organization. They just changed colors.
He just changed camouflage of bum.
Right. That's my
Great.
guy. That's my guy. Cheese. That's my guy. Okay.
Go on, Mac.
Aaron, you have Devontae Adams come on
And
the
here's
show.
what sucks.
Punting.
Here's what sucks. Is that between Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, they sold you this bill of goods. But here's what the Jets didn't do. Fortify that offensive line.
Oof.
Right? Made the terrible assumption that defense was going to be the same every year, which it hasn't been. And Aaron Rodgers was going to save you. Not even Aaron Rodgers could save the Jets. In fact, you have ruined what we think of Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with that.
So, like, Aaron Rodgers, as kooky as he's been in the past with some of the things he said, you could always say, dude is great. I'll tolerate it. But guess what? That ship has sailed.
So the Dolphins this weekend, they'll play at 4:25 against the New York Jets. Same time as Chiefs and Broncos.
You know they do that purposely, right?
Yeah. It's like the soccer thing. You don't want nobody get a jump on it. They will know whether they'll. I guess we'll know about the Bengals because all the AFC North plays the day beforehand, so we'll know if the Bengals have a chance to get in.
If the Bengals lose, then all the Dolphins have to do is win.
The Bengals don't matter to the Dolphins.
Okay.
The Bengals are dependent on the Dolphins losing. They need the Dolphins and the Broncos to lose.
Okay.
And they need to win. That gets the Bengals in.
The Bengals aren't winning.
Who are they playing? They're playing the Steelers?
Yeah.
Steelers locked everything up. They and the Bengals are playing great.
Oh, okay.
Well, Joe Burrow is playing great.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is playing fantastic.
Okay.
T. Higgins and Joe Burrow.
I think there's a chance though that I don't know what the tiebreaker is. I guess
the tiebreaker is conference record, which is why the Dolphins have the 3-way. So they have the tiebreaker over all of these teams if they all finish 9-8. So the Dolphins' conference record would be, I think, 7-5, and the best these guys can do is 6-6.
Who would have thought after
that the Dolphins have a tiebreaker?
The season that we've had, the Dolphins own a tiebreaker.
Well,
the Dolphins have the tiebreaker.
Keep in mind, at what point they were all 3-6. So you never thought that you would be worried about a tiebreaker with three teams that are 3-6.
Well, dude, that overtime game, first of all, is crazy. I mean, the Bengals, you're like, all right, why are you scoring the touchdown? And then like they had the whole injury thing, so the clock had to stop. They're like, all right, touchdown. But you're like, all right, what are the odds the Broncos are going to get down? That was the craziest catch. I was like, whoa. What's that dude's name? Mims?
Yeah. We'll never hear it again.
Dude, that was insane, that play.
Marvin Mims or something like that?
Oh, that's dude. This is why I'm hot.
Marvin
Mims.
That play was crazy. So
Tobin has no idea what we're talking about.
No.
Oh, this is Tobin used to get down to This Is Why I'm Hot.
Yep.
Doom, 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 doom. So you gotta find it and play it in a rejoin.
So anyway, the Broncos, they lose in overtime. They only needed a tie, couldn't get it. So the Bengals are in position, but obviously what everybody's waiting for, because the Chiefs have everything locked up. They're 15-1. They don't have to play anybody. They're the 1 seed. However, the one man who's beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is Joe Burrow. And so, like, do you let the Broncos in? You can take on the Broncos. But like,
what if all three teams lose?
Then the Broncos are in.
Okay.
The Broncos have the 9-7 record right now. Dolphins are 8-8, and the
Oh,
the
okay.
Bengals-
Right.
So
So
everybody has to catch the Broncos record, but the Dolphins would have the tiebreak regardless. Either they
the
would have
Broncos win and they're in. Simple as
Broncos win and they're in.
that. All right.
They Broncos win and they're in. And I think even if they tie, they're in.
Yep, because 9-7-1 beats
9-8.
8-9 or 9-8.
So yeah, I
They
think
get that 1 point for the tie.
But if there's any possibility of just keeping the Bengals knocked out,
Can I just tell you, this has the makings of one of those patented Kansas City Chief 14-10 games. Right?
that's what they do.
Either way, which is going to be nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And
they're not. It's safe to say the Kansas City Chiefs will not get blown out.
And then, of course, I mean, the Dolphins have to go beat the Jets, who they were kind of in a dogfight with a couple weeks ago.
That's football.
So
That's football. Like, I'm not like.
I will say though, Leroy, if the Broncos do lose and the Dolphins lose to the Jets and the Bengals get in, people are gonna be mad.
Yeah, they were already mad.
That's fair. But
Like,
more mad.
you're already 3
Yeah,
weeks
botched
ago, you were talking about the season
I thought it was over.
Fire everybody.
I thought it was over.
What are you gonna feel any different if they make the playoffs? Like, it's a crazy thing that you have predetermined how you're gonna feel before the season's over with, and now that they have a chance.
Well,
right?
I think the only way everybody can get the stink off of them, the only way, I don't make the rules. This is just what they are. You got to upset the Bills. That's the only way. If you beat the Bills in the first round, everybody gets a pass.
Wow.
If you break 25 years of misery, everybody gets a pass. But if you get and no pride game.
Wait.
No.
If
you get your teeth kicked in by the Bills for a third time.
You don't think it's the fact that they fought back from, what were they, 3-7?
2-6.
No, not
2-6. 2-6 to still make the playoffs. That don't matter?
Nope. I think McDaniel's safe. I think
I don't mean safe. I mean, does that not make you feel good about your team?
I don't know. Does it make you feel good, Marcos?
No.
Is Tua the quarterback? Is Tua getting the wins, or does it matter?
But I'm just like, I don't like what this team has shown.
Mm-hmm.
Even with how they talk, they're showing some stones right now.
They are showing stones.
And if they able to get to 9-8 and make the playoffs after, like, come on, dude, we did the shows.
This guy just said his hip hurts.
Huh?
You're not showing stones if your starting quarterback may sit out because his little hip hurts.
Dude, I want to come and hit your hip and see you hop around, Froggy. Right?
It's in my element.
So,
I mean, how many doctors do you think Tua's lying to this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'm
but
fine.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I like it. Is there nothing that would make you feel good about what I'm trying to do? Is this stop moving the bar? Like, the season didn't go like you planned.
I'm not moving the bar. They're moving the bar. I had my bar.
Wait, the season didn't go how you planned.
Technically, my bar would remain the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, they are moving the bar.
Yeah, but the season, the way it played out, would make this an
Sounds like you're moving the bar. My bar never changed.
I'm not moving the bar. I've always said, Tobin, you know me. I have always said, right? You got to let the season play out. Every season is different. How you get there, how you accomplish things, or whatever.
That would mean you're moving the bar.
I
never moved the bar. My bars remain the same.
Still, the way this season has gone, the only way you can consider it a good season is if they beat the Bills in the playoffs.
Yep.
So if they go 9-8 and don't make the playoffs,
no, not a good season.
Bad season.
But they could go 9-8 and make the playoffs, and it has nothing to do with them.
Better, but
not
9-8 is 9-8.
It's like Toby Keith said.
Oh, no.
I love this bar.
But do you, like, I guess it's just me, right? I just know that seasons play out in a weird and crazy way.
Mhm.
And the fact that this team didn't fold up shop and we're still able, if they're able to go 9-8, I know you need help.
I think it's
But if
less
you
the
don't
hard-
get that
I
help,
think it would show a lot for Mike McDaniel, who I'm not in favor of firing. However, there were still things that, they should have probably been better prepared for, i.e. Tua's durability. The fact that they couldn't get through a 4-game stretch against bad teams and couldn't put a competent game together with the quarterback that they chose and Skylar Thompson. Like, there's going to be a lot of regret on the season.
Laugh
Right.
If they finish 9-8 and then they lose to the Bills again, the whole point of this season was, where are you in comparison to the team that's dominated the division?
right?
So even though, yes, it'll show pride, you guys didn't fold up shop. Good for you. You didn't Jets it up. However, in the real scheme of things, where are you? That's what we need to know.
All right. I
So I haven't moved the bar. My bar has stayed the same.
So you're basically telling me
But I'm rooting for it.
that if
I'm-
they
listen,
go
I wa-
9-8, you would have been and
Well, I'll tell
felt
you this.
no different if they would have went 6-11.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Because I'm not one of these people who want, like, I know you ran into fans like, I don't even want to go to the playoffs. I want the Dolphins to go to the playoffs. I want that smoke. All right. I want them even just a couple
Anything's
years ago.
possible if you get in.
Of course. Of course. What did I say?
Of
Of
course.
Christ.
Anyway.
Amen.
Thompson. Of course I want to get in. No doubt. I want to get in. I think that shows something, but it's not a success.
Listen, yikes, man.
Yes.
I would think, listen, there's different levels of this. I would say before the season, winning a playoff game, right?
Mhm.
We will always say that would have been a successful season.
Right.
Then you go 2-6. Now you're thinking, if we just get there and not be 5-12 or 6-11,
Mhm.
then that would be somewhat of an accomplishment. Not what the accomplishments you set for the team before the season, but as the season played out, to fight, scratch, and claw to get into the playoffs. That is an accomplishment in itself. So it's like here, think about this.
Mhm.
Did you think that the 11-31 team, when they flipped the script and went to second half,
Yeah.
even though they didn't make the playoffs, based on how they started, was that not an accomplishment?
It was an accomplishment.
You see what I
although
mean?
in
Like,
hindsight, I mean, you paid Deion Waiters a 4-year
but
deal.
no. Stop. You know what I'm
We
saying?
kind of
Like,
got blinded by. We got blinded in a lot of ways. The Heat got blinded in that season. They fell in love with something that they should have just kind of been like, "Hey, this was a nice fling."
That was a starter running back.
It wasn't the
again,
starter.
Let's do it again.
still an accomplishment in itself.
It was an accomplishment. It was an accomplishment,
And
but it's not.
That's
the
what
goal.
I'm saying about this season.
Not the standard. It's not the standard.
Okay, right. They don't have a standard yet.
We had expectations, though.
I did have expectations.
Expectations are different now than they were then, based on how the season played out.
I would say making the playoffs after starting that, mild goosies.
Right,
But
but that's all I'm saying. You can still, if look, if they make the playoffs and then get blown out in the first round, you can at least at the end say they fought like hell to get there. It's unfortunate, and I'm gonna feel like crap if that happens, right?
It's cute.
Right. That's how you're gonna look at it. So, like, yeah, man. I just think that
But if we beat
sometimes
they beat Buffalo, but it was ridiculous. Like saying the Dolphins are going to beat Buffalo is like
why are
saying
you saying it's
saying
Hold
the
on,
Dolphins
wait a
beat
minute.
Buffalo, it's
Do
like
you-
saying
Marco,
Martians are going to
do you
just
understand my
walk into the
quandary
studio
here?
with it.
Do you understand the difficulties I'm having with this conversation? Right?
Yes.
The man's like, you got to beat Buffalo in the playoffs. And then you followed up by saying the Dolphins.
No, I mean, like,
Right.
because it would be so unexpected. Like, the Dolphins should be 100-point underdogs against Buffalo.
Wait, but you,
With Tua or without Tua.
wait, but you understand what you're saying and what your expectations are.
It's tough. I'm sorry.
But how can your expectations be farther away from what you actually think is going to happen?
My expectations coming into this year was, okay, that's why I said week 2 was a statement game. Statement was made.
Look, the Panthers and the Heat did the same thing a few years ago. Snuck into the playoffs, and we're like, all right, you made it to the playoffs, you scrapped. And then they made it to the championship, and we're like, now that's a good season, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with these Dolphins, man. If they get eliminated in the first round, it's like, all right, well, we made it. That's cool. Whatever, I guess. We expected better, but whatever. But if we get past Buffalo,
You would essentially, like, it is, though. It's like you need a Jimmy Butler 56 to knock off Giannis and the Bucks.
wow.
That's how unexpected it would be. And it was that's how crazy it would be to beat the Bills. And like, if you're telling me that 17 is going to be out there,
if you get there and you have a chance, that's all you can ask for. Anything can happen. Sports gonna happen.
if he gets kidnapped, if Josh Allen is held for ransom,
Yeah, is that possible? Is that on the anyone listening? He's a big guy.
I just
Fred.
can't.
yeah, he'd probably just break out of the chains.
Good luck.
I don't like. I don't understand. It'll be let's review. Let's see how my first day back with Tobin in a week and some change has. Here's where we are right now. We started a conversation by saying, if they don't get to the playoffs and beat Buffalo, then it's a disappointment, right? Follow it up 2 minutes later. You probably was on the same damn breath when you said, there's no way in hell they're beating Buffalo.
Oh, there's no shot.
Right? So and here's the thing. The difference between you and me is, as long as football is going football, I'm never going to say there's no chance. I'm not. Because guess what? The Jets have absolutely no reason to win this game. But you're feeling a little nervous.
I'm not feeling nervous about this game at all, to be honest with you. I
Oh,
probably
here
should
we
be, but I'm
go.
not feeling nervous.
I'm a little.
So
nervous.
now
Aaron Rodgers.
while he
tapped out.
Coyote is trying
Also
new
had his
sports,
best
everybody.
game.
While he Coyote is trying new sports.
I'm not trying new sports. I'm
Yes,
telling
you
you, I
are.
just don't feel
Yes, you
any
are.
nervousness about taking on the Jets.
Look, you just walked out of the OK Saloon. I ain't afraid of you.
I'm not. The Bills, terrified.
Okay, but didn't you say if they don't beat the Bills, it's not a successful season?
No, it's not a successful season.
No.
But you have no. So you basically in here. Let me bring it back. When they were 2-6, all the stuff that everybody was saying. Now you're saying that now without even giving the team a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're saying no matter what happens in your eyes, they can't have a successful season. You're saying that right now.
Probably not.
Probably not. Very unlikely.
Okay.
Very unlikely. No one's getting fired in my eyes, but you didn't succeed.
Well,
You know?
there's only one team that succeeds.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not true.
Yeah.
If you won a playoff game, that's a success.
Oh, really? So all the teams that win a playoff game. Because I
No,
got to
the
tell you,
Dolphins.
if
No, a
Kansas
team
City
that
wins
hasn't
one
won a
playoff
playoff-
game and lose, they're not going to feel like it has a successful season. If Detroit wins a playoff game and then loses, they're not going to.
You're being a word bender right now.
What?
And I don't
Wait,
appreciate
wait,
what I
what is
said.
that? Wait, no.
You're
The
a
hell does
bender
that
of
even
words.
mean?
You're a bender of words. That's not
I'm
what
just-
I said. I said specifically for this franchise, the Dolphins, they haven't won a playoff game in 25 years.
But I
The
am telling
only
you,
success
I'm telling you, this year, the way this season has gone, success is going to be different this year than the other 24 years.
No.
Really?
No.
Based on we were talking about Shador Sanders and
dude, I don't care how they got there. The season ends the season. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it was like the last year when they were, because they had this exact scenario. They finished 9-8 with Skylar Thompson. And so it doesn't matter if you started out 6-2 and ended 9-8, or you started 2-6 and then 9-8. Can you beat the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs or anybody in the playoffs? It just so happened you put yourself yet again in position to play the Buffalo Bills on the road. So if they're able to do it, success. If you're not, props for guts, no success.
props for guts, no success.
There you go.
Dude, I got to tell you.
Good.
Wow.
Does anybody hold on? Let me just get this straight.
No.
No. Hold on.
No,
305,
I'm not asking a whole bunch of more U's.
No,
What are you talking about?
I just want to hear this.
Do you understand? We are getting ready to go down a rabbit hole that Leroy cannot win because everybody's going to be like you.
Hold on. I'm going to do this.
You know that. This is why he says, let's open up the phones. Because he knows everybody. You're a fan. Everybody's going to think like you.
I'm only going to ask for this. Only call in right now if you agree with Leroy. 305-567-0560.
No. Let's get the specifics out.
If you agree with Leroy that the Dolphins simply making the playoffs is a successful season.
Based on how the season went.
Fine.
Okay.
305-567-0560. I only want people agreeing with Leroy that the Dolphins, based on their season, that you agree them making the playoffs is a successful season. 305-567-0560. Back after